alert!
Spoiler!
Anyways.
Spoiler alert!
Okay.
Nuh-uh.
We're idiots. Anyways. So we just went and saw Iron Man 3. What's the name of it? Like
Iron Man 3.
It's called Iron Man 3.
But like Superman is Superman the Man of Steel.
No, it doesn't have the word Superman in the title of all. It's
it
just called Man of
should!
Steel. Well, it doesn't. It's
Well,
just Iron Man 3.
I don't understand Hollywood logic.
Iron Man 3, The Revenge of the Sith.
A New Hope.
Because episode
The
4
Revenge
is
of
A New Hope.
The Revenge of the New Hope. Anyways. Dude, that's what Star Wars 7 is going to be called. Revenge of the New Hope.
Yes.
And then
Disney, thank you.
Then so
Do you think that's
Iron Man dies. Spoiler. That's the end.
the end. It's a 5-minute long movie, and they hold you hostage in the theater for 3 hours.
It was worth it.
The end.
Pooped on the ground.
Oh god, what is that?
Oh yes.
Anyways, so the action.
Poop on the ground.
Okay, are we gonna summarize?
Yes,
it,
we gotta do this.
What?
Okay. So the movie starts out with black screen Iron Man. He's like, "Can you create demons?"
He
demons.
quoted demons or something.
Something about demons. And then you see all the Iron Man suits getting blown up, which never really happened.
And
Yeah,
it did
It
when
did?
they were blowing up his house.
The house is
Also,
We said spoiler at the beginning. It doesn't matter. Anyways.
But so they showed that, and then it black screened again, and then he was at a party, and
In 1999
Yeah.
on New Year's Eve,
they were partying like it's 1999.
because it
And
was.
So he was drunk because
Was he drunk?
Yeah, he was.
And
He looked
he's
hot.
also, he's just himself.
He was
Good
probably both. He's Tony Stark.
And then his name tag said, "You know who I am," so that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
whoa.
There's a lot of little Easter eggs in
Well.
that movie.
Yeah.
And then this creepy guy is like,
He's like a nerd. And
Hey, meet me on the roof in 5
No.
minutes.
He's actually trying to talk to his wife, isn't he?
Oh no,
His
he
girlfriend.
was
His
trying
one
to,
night stand girl.
He was trying to talk to Tony Stark, and then Tony Stark kept trying to redirect the conversation to his girlfriend,
and then
because he was like,
anyways,
I
he
don't
said to
want
meet on the
this.
park, on the roof,
The roof.
and they don't meet on the
equals
roof.
And then
park. Yeah. And
the
so,
security guard rips off a part of a plant and it grows back, and that's what his girlfriend.
yeah, that's an
That was
important plot
happy.
point that's pretty confusing to explain.
And then he's like they're making out, and he's like, "I'm just gonna leave you alone," but he leaves the door open just a little bit so he can watch.
And then he closes it, and then when it shows it again, it's open more than it was
Because
last
he
time
opened
was
it when
closed.
the explosion happened.
The explosion happened.
Something
The
just randomly
doors
blows
were
up.
here,
Like the plant
and then
blows
before
up.
it exploded, the doors were here.
Wait, we need
This
to
is the
explain that
problem.
there's an idea. That the idea of the movie, their little thing is like,
Okay, so
"Hey,
there's-
we can make your body regrow."
There's this thing with a name that I can't think of.
It's illegal to say
It's-
because it's confidential.
I think
Illuminati.
I think it's called AIM. Illuminati.
That's the company's aim, and then it's like
yeah, the company.
The company's aim is AIM.
The guy who was trying to talk to Tony Stark is in charge of it.
Yes.
And it's this thing. You give it to something, and if it gets injured, we're going this way now.
Woo.
If it gets injured, it will regenerate.
Gotta get my good side.
And so they
So
applied
that's
that
that.
to a plant to test it, and that's
And
how
then-
it exploded because
But there's
he
like a
ripped off
glitch.
part,
Punch buggy, no punch back.
and it regenerated, and then it glitches and it blows up,
Kabooey.
and then
Colton, say something.
But everyone's okay. No
Yeah.
one gets hurt.
And
Not
then,
yet.
And then it shows that
Intent.
guy who was gonna meet him on the roof,
And he's
all
on the
sad,
roof, and he's like, "Look at the fireworks!"
my boyfriend Tony didn't show up, and he gets really sad, and then it I don't remember where the story went after that. All I remember
After
is
that,
part
It
and a
goes to
little bit of
present
It goes to
day.
present day when he's building another suit, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like
He's testing
testing
out-
his new suit.
You probably saw it. You watched
And
the
the
commercial.
thing, because he's like,
It's overused commercial stuff.
and then a glove hits his
Yeah,
hand.
he's dancing to Christmas music, and
I don't know
Iron
why
Man
Christmas
suit
music.
flies onto his body. Apparently, this whole movie, every single important event takes place around Christmas.
It's weird.
Tell me that didn't happen.
The
seriously.
first thing happened around New Year's, and then it was towards Christmas time because the final fight happened at Christmas night.
Yeah. But so, anyways,
Anyways.
so then he was testing out the suit, and then it he tested
Wait.
it out.
And
then-
And it worked, and then the face flew onto him, and then he fell over, and it all fell apart. Even though later, when his house was getting blown up,
it works.
It stays together perfectly fine. So apparently falling on
No,
the floor.
something hit him in the back,
like
didn't it?
This, the face.
No, in the back. Because it went on his face and he's like, I'm a genius. Oh my god, scary monster.
Oh yeah, the butt.
Yeah, the butt came up and it hit him and he's like, oh!
Yeah, he thought it was all together and then the butt came up and he fell over and it all fell off.
Alright, let's continue with the storyline. Next is when he goes on TV and they look. No, is next when they're at the Pentagon.
There's a terrorist.
Next is the
There's
this terrorist and there's like a big little screening where he hacks into computers.
Yeah, the Mandarin. The
Mandarin Orange.
Yes, the annoying orange is okay. So the
He's
annoying
the
orange is threatening America, and
He actually says it like that.
he does. He says America and
He's
terrorists.
like, America needs to be
He's
taught
like,
a lesson.
He talks like a Southern Baptist
Some
preacher.
people call me a terrorist, but I prefer to think of myself as a teacher. Yes, yes, annoying orange.
Should we turn around now?
Preach it.
one
Let's
see
get
this.
to that corner.
This corner? This corner. Anyways, continue.
And so-
Next is Happy
Shows that.
with Happy become
No, okay.
head of security.
So it shows that, and
Yes.
then the guy Happy is still. He's the same guy.
He's the head
The
of
head
security.
of security never changed, though.
I know, but he's the head of security.
Yeah,
they,
but you said
they like
became. He has been the
no,
head of
they make
security.
that some kind of big plot point, and they're like, "Oh, you're the new."
Yeah, okay. He was head of security.
Oh, there's a person. Anyways.
Yeah, I saw him carry it over there.
Oh, turn around.
He was head of security for Tony Stark.
And now
then
he's
he
head of security
became-
for everything.
He's head of security for Pepper.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, and
That
so
happens.
that creepy guy from the beginning who was supposed to meet him on the roof
Now he looks like
comes
Brad
back,
Pitt.
and he's going
Wait,
after
is it Brad
Pepper.
Pitt?
He's like so
I'm
hot.
pretty sure it's not Brad Pitt. I'm gonna look it up.
He kind of looks like Brad Pitt, though. Am I the only one who
I
sees
recognize
that?
him from somewhere.
So hot.
He's
that hot? Anyways, dude, just Google that, and we will continue the storyline. So then, when he's there, he makes his brain come up, and he's like, "You like my big brain, girl?"
Yeah, and he says for head of security. Well, pun.
Yeah,
Okay,
because like it goes to him, and he's got his head up, and he's like, "The forehead of security."
And then there's a suspicious looking guy, so the head of security follows him.
Yep.
And then he gives this guy some pills, and the
It was-
guy blows up in a burst of fire.
Dude, we need to hurry this up. We're like just at the very beginning of the movie.
Okay. So
So
that all
more
happens.
plot.
They go
Plot
to this
twist.
park, and there's two people who have been given that regenerating stuff that the creepy guy invented, who is now returning and trying to go after Pepper.
And now he's awesome.
Yes, supposedly. And then, so those two people have that regenerating stuff, and they're handing off something that you actually never really learn what it is. It's just something.
It's
in a
just like
suitcase.
some kind of it's something illegal.
It's made of metal, and then he drops it, and the head of security is helping him pick it up, and he takes a piece, and then he runs into the other one, and he's like, this is yours.
He's just like,
And then,
spoiler, busted.
so they get mad, and one of them blows up, because that regenerating stuff, every time it regenerates, it gets hot.
And if
the
you get
more,
too
the more
hot, you
injured you get,
blow up.
the more hot you get, and if you get too hot, then you blow up and you die. And it's really bad.
And then the next thing that happens is
So
the guy gets put into a coma when that blows up.
One of them
Happy
blows
gets
up.
put-
The other one, who has the regenerating stuff, just walks away because he's all fine and cool and stuff.
It's kind of a hole in the story. Because why didn't he get all?
Why didn't
hot.
Happy die? He was like right next to the.
He
guy
was in
who
a he was
exploded.
behind that stuff undercover, and then
Oh,
he just
I
went into a
guess.
coma.
I
Like he
guess.
went into a coma, and then you see Tony coming out of the hospital, and the guy's like, "What you gonna do about this terrorist attack, boy?" And he's like, "I'ma kill him." And he takes his iPhone and he throws it against the wall.
And he
he's
gives
like,
him his home
hey.
address.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says his home address
Yeah.
on national
Okay,
television.
so then the chick that he was with on that New Year's Eve party comes back to his house, and
She's trying to warn him about something.
Yeah, she's trying to warn him, kind of.
There's a giant bunny.
And then
Yeah.
there's a giant bunny.
Merry
which,
Christmas.
Which actually my sister pointed out to me in the commercial, and she was like, "Why is that bunny there?" And I was like, "I don't know. I haven't seen the movie."
I ain't
But
even seen
anyways-
this. Turn around.
Anyways,
Turn.
Guy Pearce played it.
Guy
Brilliant.
Pearce. Anyways, let's continue.
He was in Prometheus
Yeah.
and The Hurt Locker. Also,
Too much knowledge. I just unconscious.
Lockout.
And then the helicopters come and they shoot.
That's the scene where
hey.
when his house gets.
I know where I recognize him from. He was in the King's Speech.
Oh.
But yeah, they shoot missiles at
And
the
that
place.
causes stuff to blow up.
You remember Bedtime Stories with Adam Sandler? He was Kendall in that.
Are you serious? He was the bad guy?
That's where I recognize him from.
Oh, the more you know.
Anyways,
We're at the part.
His house blows up.
Yeah.
And he saves.
They attack his house.
He saves his one suit by saving his wife with that one
He
suit.
saves.
But actually, a lot of suits are
that
saved.
one guy with the regenerating stuff.
He
just
saves
keeps
Redhead.
doing all this stuff.
Redhead gets saved.
He saves both of them. He flies away and ends up
No,
in
actually,
Tennessee.
he goes underneath the water and he's all like stuck, but then he
That's
gets
not
saved.
important. The
People think
important
he's
part
dead.
is
That's a
that-
big part.
Okay, yes. Well, I mean, you don't have to explain that he went underwater. They think he was
They think
dead
he
before
died.
He hit the water.
Whatever.
So they
think he
Tony
died.
Stark is dead. He flies away.
And then you hear Joffrey. He's like, "Sir,
He gets
sir."
he gets to Tennessee
And he crashes.
And
Because logic.
And he was in Tennessee because Jarvis set a flight plan for there because that's where one of the explosions happened, where somebody with the.
But they don't think it
regenerating
was
stuff-
actually the Mandarin because it was just the same heat signature.
Yes.
Anyways,
And,
we're continuing the story past this. He drags
So he's in Tennessee.
he drags 42 back to some random garage and he breaks in. And then this kid comes in and he's like, "I'ma shoot you with my potato gun."
And then he shoots it at a bottle and wastes all of his ammo. And then they
No.
become good friends. And they go to a bar where that kid's mother is. And they find the mother and she tries to give Tony Stark some important stuff.
Confidential.
Because she's drunk and she doesn't know who she's supposed to give it to. So she just gives it to the first person who sits down at her table. And then the person who's supposed to actually
Side
get it,
view.
who also has regenerating stuff, shows up. And then there's this big fight.
It's pretty
And
cool.
she dies.
Wait,
And
Then a water tower falls
Tony
over.
Stark,
Water tower falls.
yeah, water tower falls over.
Good
Tony
fight
Stark
scene.
gets the papers, and then he makes a joke to the kid who's actually really cool, and then he leaves.
No, like the kid tries to guilt trip him into giving him a ride, and he's like,
you're focusing on unimportant details. You
"That's
wanted us to
it's a funny joke."
you wanted us to get.
And
to
he
the
says that
point,
they're
Jacob.
connected, and then the guy says, "I'm Colton." He goes, "I know. You want to know how I know? Because we're connected."
Yeah, and then drove away.
Yes. Okay, we're continuing. He has an anxiety attack.
Anxiety attack.
That's
on the road.
a big thing, and he has to pull over, and he
He's
almost dies.
trying to get the kid to repair his Iron Man suit, which he left in Tennessee, which is the 42, which is the cool one that he can hold out his hand, and it's like,
Actually, there was a couple like that, wasn't there?
no, that was the only one that could do it in multiple pieces. The other ones had to be all in one.
Anyways, wait. Have we already found? Did we ever talk about how he controls it without being in it?
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
40,
Yeah,
he goes
sure.
to Miami.
he can
and
control
He
someone
kills a
like
bunch of guards, and then he sees half-naked women.
which
He
is
finds
nice.
out, he figures out what's really going on with the Mandarin.
Like
which
the
is that
Mandarin isn't the Mandarin.
The annoying orange is an actor.
Yeah, the annoying orange is an actor. He is public relations for Killian, who is that creepy guy on the roof.
Yep.
And
Roof guy.
And Killian is actually the annoying orange.
And all the terrorist
God.
broadcasts have been fake.
Yeah, they've all been green screen and movie magic.
They're
And
all-
then they-
well, they weren't literally green screen. He was just using that as figurative
You
language.
know what I mean.
For the
Do you know what I
fact
mean?
that
Yeah. Okay.
He's faking. He's not in charge of the terrorist attacks.
We're
They just-
continuing with the story.
he just looks the part. So basically, it was a little
Because
racist.
he looks racist. He
minus
has a cool
1 point.
ponytail thing.
He has
What are
a
you
cool
doing?
beard.
Oh.
And so that happens. They get on that guy's speedboat. I'm pretty sure stuff happens in between where I
It doesn't
am.
matter, but
They get on a
they
speedboat.
go and they have the final fight scene.
Yeah,
And-
they capture the president, and the vice president is in with all of this. Like he's part of the terrorist group,
Yeah.
and so
Dude, we've
they
only got 2
their-
minutes left.
Their plan was to kill the president so that the vice president would become in charge, which would then put them in charge through the vice president, and then America would be theirs, and the annoying orange would rule everything.
But it doesn't work. Time for reviewing.
And so Pepper saves the day pretty much.
Pepper gets kidnapped, but then saves the day.
Pepper
Right,
falls
right,
into
right.
a fire because she's been given the regenerative stuff, and she somehow lives through that, even though no one else could. So like,
Yeah, it's
awful.
just weird.
Sorry
Anyways,
guys, but she saves the day. The end. Everyone's happy. He
time
blows
for
up.
reviewing. I give
Wait,
it.
He gets his shrapnel removed.
Yeah, he gets
blows
this stuff in here
He blows
removed.
out the arc reactor. He blows up all his suits, and he's going to start anew. And it's
Which leads to Iron Man 4: A New Hope.
yes.
So now we go to the movie review. I give it 13 flying heads of magic out of 15. Adam. Just hurry up. We've only got a couple minutes. Seconds. Ah!
How about 20 Jarvises out of 21 Jarvises?
Colton?
I give it...
Dude, you got like 3 seconds.
8 giant mega Iron Man.